Hello there, remember when we got that roadmap featuring all these goals for the next 6 months with a commitment to monthly bills at the very least and a commitment to transparency? No? What do you mean no? That was like 4 months ago. I made a whole hoopla about it. Well, don't worry if you've forgotten, cause as of about a month ago, it's no longer relevant. Yep, I guess the roadmap that was long overdue is meaningless, or at the very least there was no clarification given about it, and you'll see that this is a trend in this video. What is it I'm talking about, you might ask? Well, Ember is going from heading to a mining encounter to a mech versus kaiju encounter. When I heard it, I was shocked to say the least that after 6 years of development, and I'll say it again, a roadmap, we're tossing everything out the window and in my eyes, starting from scratch. And the justification is that it's hard for people to sell a game to their friends about rock collecting, and that the cool part comes later. I thought the whole goal of M3 is to make a demo that will serve as a proof of concept for Kickstarter so that Mark can make the cool part or parts of the game. And that proof of concept would be a mining encounter because that's what the Firefall fans, myself included, wanted and paid for, because we wouldn't be here without the Firefall fans that signed a petition and backed M1, M2 and M3. But maybe this new direction is better. Let's have a look. The new goal is a 4v1 or 5v1 instanced encounter against a kaiju boss. On the surface, sounds kinda bland. Sounds like a PvE version of Evolve. Of course, the mining encounter doesn't sound too exciting as well, but at the very least the mining encounter stands out and reminds the Firefall fans of, well, Firefall. As opposed to 4 to 5 people shooting at one big monster, because it's not like anyone has done that before. And that's all the info we have on that, because there are no records of the past 2 chief chats, which I barely made it onto one of them halfway through. Grumps has been keeping them in Discord only without a Twitch stream, and when I asked him if there's going to be a blog post covering this, he said no, because he'd rather spend the time making the game instead of spending 20 to 30 minutes writing a blog post. Oh, and all of this is from memory, of course, because of the no records thingy. What I also said during the chief chat is that all this is looking really bad, like really bad, and he agreed. And he said that he'd rather show instead of tell. You know, I don't care too much, because the money I gave backing the game 5 years ago is gone, and I can just wait and see. But if I were a newcomer or a subscriber or both, I'd be a little more upset over everything that's going on here. And you know, I feel like I'm alone on this most of the time, like I'm the only person that's being critical of this game's development, and the community just accepts everything Mark says, because this decision was very well received by the community, and that community is the few dozens of people that attend the chief chats out of the nearly 11,000 that are on the Discord server, and the 37,000 people who are signed up on the forums and the mailing list. What I'm heading at is that we have an echo chamber of yes men that will say yes to everything Mark says. This is something that is not good for development, and also this small community doesn't represent the community as a whole. Of course, lately people have been chatting about this, but that's like a dozen of people at most. Circling back to changes, Ember is also getting a name change. Why? Because some people pronounce it a mater. Who are these people? I don't know. But if they do exist, you just tell them it's Ember once and you're good. And of course, all these changes are to get more eyes on the game, even though it looks a bit like we're trying to hide all the mess Ember has been up until now by rebranding. But you know what can get eyes on the game, and that's just a wild thought. It's making actual progress and delivering on what you've set out to make. But that's just me. I'm not a game developer. One last thing I want to mention is the last email we got titled, "We have something heavy to share with you all." Oh, could this be the heavy frame? No, it's a mount. What the actual fuck, Mark? Let's wrap this up. The extent of these changes and everything I've said needs clarification, and I feel like we went further back than we were pre-roadmap when it comes to transparency. I want to make it clear that I'm not hating on the game or the community, I just want this game to get its shit together. I've been here since day one, and all I want is for Mark to make the spiritual successor to Firefall that he set out to make.